My name is David Caress. I am a principal engineer at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, or MBARI, in Moss Landing, California. On this trip, we've been operating what we call our mapping AUVs. These are autonomous robots that are torpedo-shaped, and we use them to map the topography of the seafloor at a 1 meter scale, and also to provide imagery from acoustic backscatter of the character of the seafloor and to image the subsurface structure, all with acoustic sensors or sonars. MBARI is an unusual place to work. It was founded with the notion that oceanography was limited. This was David Packard, our founder, one of the co-founders of a great company called Hewlett-Packard. Late in his life, he with his daughters founded the Monterey Bay Aquarium and then the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute. And for MBARI, his sense was that oceanography was unfortunately limited by a failure to adopt technology to the purposes of investigating the deep ocean. And so this institute was based on the notion of more than most oceanographic institutions combining engineering and science. At MBARI, our mission really is to develop technology and to use that technology for science in-house and to make that available to the broader oceanographic community, all with primary purpose of trying to enable humans to understand what is there in the ocean and how it all works. And the thing about this project, this collaboration with the scientists from the Canadian Geological Survey and the scientists from COPRI, is that we're jointly investigating a place on the Earth that is incredibly, unusually dynamic. There are things happening here at large scale really fast. It's a set of topics that really benefits, as you've noted, from our ability to map large areas with the sonars that are on the ship that COPRI has, and then to come in with the AUVs and map areas of a few square kilometers at 1 meter scale, and then bring in the ROV and inspect and explore visually, and then to use the ship's ability to precision core to get samples and to do the CTDs, and to cascade down at scales where the sampling that you're doing is targeted in a context that's provided by the mapping that makes everything you do useful. Running robots in the ocean, particularly autonomous robots, things go poorly all the time. It's really, really hard to make this stuff work. You start with where you're trying to send these vehicles into the deep ocean, which has high pressure, it's very cold, it's a conductive medium, which means that you can't send a radio through it. You have any connection that you have to these autonomous vehicles is going to be acoustic communication. You sound to talk to the vehicles and to track them and so forth. And seawater is not just conductive; it's corrosive. Yeah, it's you put the stuff in the ocean, and the seawater is immediately destroying your cables. It's trying to, with the high pressure, it's trying to get in everywhere. It's dissolving the metal housings that we have, and hopefully more slowly than slowly enough that we can get everything back. But with all of these aspects of the environment that you're sending the robot into, things fail really often. And so when you are engaged in trying to run these kind of robotic systems, you either can handle having things go wrong all the time, or you find something else to do. It's the nature of things. If first off, you have to be willing to lose the vehicle. If you're going to put it in the ocean, you every time. You can see people with different temperaments. The operational leader for the AUV group on this trip was Randy Prickett, and Randy's been around forever in a huge variety of roles, from being a deep sea diver to being an ROV pilot, and now working with the AUVs. And Randy is this total optimist. Every time we're doing something, Randy believes it's going to work. And I come at it a little bit differently in that we're always doing this. We're always trying to do it, and every time it works, I'm pretty surprised, because there's so many reasons for it not to work. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it, and it's worth keeping going. But really, I totally am surprised every time that one of these missions work. All of us have been looking forward to this particular expedition for quite a while. An endeavor like this is a big deal. It takes years to pull together, and various organizations have put forward huge amounts of resources to make it possible. So we all very much realize that, and everybody really, really wants to be here, and wants to have the whole endeavor succeed. And right now, as we're heading into port, I think mood is pretty good. We've achieved a lot, and you have your adversity. You lose time to weather. You lose time to equipment problems. Not everything goes perfectly, but if you think of it in terms of the broad goals of what we were trying to accomplish and learn about, both the role of what's happening with permafrost and the changes on the seafloor, and in these odd features called mud volcanoes. We really did succeed in collecting data and samples that are changing how we're thinking about it as we're proceeding through this process. We aren't thinking about these features and processes now the same way that we were 3 weeks ago. My family understands how how poor I am at everything else in life, given how focused I am on the science. Now my wife has had to put up with an oceanographer, in the 35 years that we've been married, and that means me going away to sea a couple of months every year. At some level, being an oceanographer most of the time is it's a job, and the rest of your life is pretty normal. The interesting thing there, if you're asking about the family, is that my son is here, right? And as a member of the team, he's in the autonomous systems group, and I'm in core engineering, and I have my research group. So he doesn't work for me, but his group and my group collaborate all the time, and so I've been able to come out on this expedition as on some other expeditions with my son on board, and that is hugely special. On the one hand, we're out here, and he's another member of the team, and everything is professional. At the same time, he's also my kid, and we get to share a lot. We got to see icebergs together. But it also means, my wife's at home, and both of us are out here.